Hello movie buffs, my name is Steve aka NJMovieFreak, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite sports movies besides Hoosiers and Field of Dreams. Rudy. Rudy is a 1993 film inspired by the real-life experience of Daniel Eugene Rudy Rudiger when he attended Holy Cross College and the University of Notre Dame during the 1970s. The movie was written by Angelo Pizzo and directed by David Asbach. The film stars Charles S. Dutton, Robert Prowski, Jon Favreau, Ned Beatty, and Sean Astin. Rudy received positive reviews from critics. Roger Ebert even said that the film has a freshness and an earnestness that gets us involved, and by the end of the film, we accept Rudy's dream as more than simply sports sentiment. It's a small but powerful illustration of the human spirit. Rudy was released into theaters on October 15, 1993, almost 30 years ago. If you haven't seen it by now, spoilers! It's the late 1960s in Joliet, Illinois, where Daniel Eugene Rudy Rudiger dreams of playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but lacks the grades, money, talent, and physical stature to play college football. Following high school, he works at a steel mill with his older brother and father, who is a huge Notre Dame fan. When his best friend Pete is killed in a work explosion, Rudy decides not to waste any more time and follow his dream by moving to Indiana. In 1972, Rudy visits Notre Dame, but is not academically eligible to enroll. With the help of a local priest and former Notre Dame president Father John Kavanaugh, Rudy enrolls at a nearby Holy Cross College, hoping to transfer once his grades improve. Rudy befriends teaching assistant Dennis, or as he likes to be called, D-Bob, who helps him study in return for Rudy helping him socially with girls. He approaches Fortune, the head groundskeeper at Notre Dame Stadium, and is given a job to take care of the football field. Rudy returns home to find that his family appreciates his college academic achievements, although his brother Frank still mocks him for his attempts to play college football. After 2 years at Holy Cross and 3 rejections from Notre Dame, Rudy is finally admitted and attends football tryouts in an attempt to make the team as a walk-on. Assistant coach Yonto warns the walk-ons that 35 scholarship players will not even make the dress roster of players who take the field during games, but notices Rudy's determination and gives him a spot on the daily practice squad. Rudy tells Fortune and persuades him to promise to see his first game. Competing well during practices, Rudy convinces head coach Parsegian to let him suit up for one home game in his senior year, but Coach Parsegian retires following the 1974 season and is replaced by former NFL coach Dan Devine, who refuses to place Rudy on the game day roster. Frustrated that he is not on the dress list for the next to last home game, Rudy decides to quit the team. Fortune finds a distraught Rudy and tells him that despite working at the stadium for years, he has never watched a Notre Dame football game from the stands. When he was a student at Notre Dame himself, he was on the Fighting Irish team and quit because he thought the coaches didn't play him because of the color of his skin, and regretted it ever since. Reminded that he has nothing to prove to anyone but himself, Rudy returns to the team. Each of Rudy's fellow seniors lines up to lay their jersey on Coach Devine's desk and protests, saying that if Rudy doesn't get to play, they all walk. Devine lets Rudy suit up against Georgia Tech. With Rudy's family, D-Bob, and Fortune all in attendance, team captain Roland Steele invites Rudy to lead the team onto the field. With Notre Dame leading 17-3, Devine sends all the seniors into the game except Rudy, despite Steele's and assistant coach's urging. Fans who are aware of Rudy's struggle and goal from the university newspaper start a "Rudy" that eventually blankets the entire stadium. Hearing this, the Notre Dame offense, led by tailback Jamie O'Hara, overrules the call for the victory formation and finally lets Rudy play on the Notre Dame kickoff to Georgia Tech. Rudy stays in for the final play, sacks the Georgia Tech quarterback, and is carried on his teammates' shoulders from the stadium. Rudy is a true underdog story. You have a kid who dreams of playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish when he gets older. As he progresses through life, he's met with roadblock after roadblock, especially from his own family. For most of us, when you reach a certain age, you realize that life is not going to hand you everything on a silver platter. You have to work hard to get it. To quote Sylvester Stallone from the 2006 film Rocky Balboa, "I don't care how tough you are. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it isn't how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward." This film not only teaches us that, but also inspires us to never give up, especially on your dreams. Number 1. Rudy wasn't the first sports film that the director and writer collaborated on. Director David Aspa and writer Angelo Pizzo also worked on one, in my opinion, of the best basketball films ever made, Hoosiers. Number 2. Despite being portrayed as the villain, in real life, Coach Dan Devine was very supportive of Rudy and was all for having him dress for his final game. Number 3. Being the real Rudy allowed Rudy Ruettiger to start a motivational speaking career. He said he does more than 50 speeches a year, and that his career has taken him all over the world. One of the places his speeches has taken him was to Columbus, Georgia, where he got to meet for the first time in years the quarterback that he sacked in his last game, Rudy Allen. In a January 2018 interview with the Columbus Ledger-Inquirer, Allen said, "It was so crazy to hear the crowd chanting, 'Rudy, Rudy.' I was thinking, why are they calling my name? I had no idea what was going on at the time. It's hard to forget that. Afterward, you learn you helped a guy make history." Number 4. The scene in which the players laid down their jerseys was greatly exaggerated. Rudy said in an interview with USA Today on October 12, 2018 that the people who really want to know the facts, they're missing the movie's message. The people who don't care about the facts get the message. The jersey scene was a fictional moment brought to the story by the writer and director. They actually admitted to taking some liberties for the screen. Number 5. If you look closely, you'll see a young Vince Vaughn during one of the practice scenes, which leads to a movie and actor connection. Rudy's friend at Holy Cross is D-Bob, portrayed by Jon Favreau. And Vince Vaughn and him have worked on 8 movies together: Rudy, Swingers, Just Your Luck, Made, The Breakup, 4 Christmases, Couples Retreat, and Term Life. Number 6. Rudy's older brother Frank didn't exist. Rudy actually had 2 older sisters. Frank was the manifestation of every person that told him that he couldn't do something. Number 7. The guy that Rudy's dad, Ned Beatty, grabs in the stands at the end of the film to say that Rudy is his son is actually the real Rudy Ruettiger. Number 8. For the folks out there who aren't familiar with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team, you probably at least heard the name Knute Rockne. Knute Kenneth Rockne was a Norwegian-born American football coach who built the University of Notre Dame in Indiana into a major power and became the intercollegiate sport's first true celebrity coach. I'm actually going to start with reviewing the soundtrack. The reason why is because the soundtrack has a life of its own. It was composed by Jerry Goldsmith. Goldsmith has also composed soundtracks for various other blockbusters, such as Planet of the Apes, Patton, Chinatown, and Hoosiers. This soundtrack is inspiring, and it takes you on a journey. You can shut your eyes, start the soundtrack, and know exactly where you are in the film. It's almost as if you were living in Rudy's shoes. It brings tears to my eyes every time I listen to it. The DVD actually has an option for an isolated music score, so you can watch the movie with only the score playing. For the DVD version of the film, it includes 3 exclusive featurettes: Rudy, the Real Story, Production Featurette, and First Down with Sean Astin. Other features include the isolated music score, bonus trailers, and talent files. The Blu-ray contains 3 exclusive featurettes as well that are on the DVD and trailer, but no isolated music score. I'm thinking the reason is because the Blu-ray has a lossless audio soundtrack. I know what some people are watching or asking themselves, what is lossless audio? Well, let me break it down for you. Digitally downloaded or streaming music has traditionally come in compressed forms, like MP3 format used by the iTunes Music Store. These are files that are squished so that they take up less storage space on your smartphone or digital music player. So when music files are moved from one place to another, especially from film to a disc, you want to make sure that all of the audio is transferred and not just certain audio layers. It's like 45s or vinyls. There's a specific sound quality that you can hear on records that you can't hear on a cassette or a CD. Now, I'd like to talk about something specific that I found in a secondhand shop. This was not in the script, but I thought I would include it for your enjoyment. I found Rudy. It wasn't a DVD. It wasn't a Blu-ray. It wasn't a VHS. It was the Laserdisc. Now, for the folks out there watching, a lot of you know what a Laserdisc is, and a lot of you don't know what a Laserdisc is. A Laserdisc was actually one of the first digitally transferred movies to play on a disc player for home use. So basically, today we have DVD and Blu-ray. This was the first. So it looked like, basically, it's the size of a vinyl. On the back, you had the synopsis of the movie. You had your chapter index, and it showed you which chapters were on which side of the disc. So if you want to watch a movie, you had to put this disc in and figure out what part of the movie you were on. And if you were on the wrong one, you had to turn the disc over. So, yeah, Rudy on Laserdisc. Keeper. I would give this film 5 out of 5 stars. Sports films can be hit or miss, but when they hit, there are few genres better equipped to fill the hearts of moviegoers with happiness while filling their eyes with tears. Rudy is one of those hits. The film only managed to take in $22 million in its theatrical release in 1993, but in the sports film genre, Rudy has not only become one of the best-loved sports flick classics ever, but made its tendency for bringing grown men to tears, like Field of Dreams, is unmatched. If you like this video, please click on that subscribe button below, give it a like, give it a share, turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all new videos, news, updates, podcasts, etc. You can also follow me on Instagram at NJMovieFreak. I really appreciate everyone for watching this video. If you have any comments, any questions, please post them in the comments section below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you soon. Hello, movie buffs. My name is... God. It was released into theaters on October 15th, 1993, almost 30 years ago. If you haven't seen it by now... Spoilers! Oh God, where'd that go? I think that might have been a one take. Rudy is a true underdog story. You have a kid who dreams of playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish when he gets older. As he progresses through life, he's met with roadblock after roadblock. Yeah, he's met with roadblocks. Yeah. God. The folks who aren't familiar with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team, you probably at least heard the name Knute Rockne. Knute Kenneth Rockne was a Norwegian-born American football coach who built the University of Notre Dame in Indiana into a major power and became the intercollegiate sports' first true celebrity coach. That was a tough one. I gotta do that again. Rudy wasn't the first film that cut. For the DVD version of the film, it includes 3 featurettes. For the DVD version, it includes 3 exclusive featurettes: Rudy the Real Story, Production Featurette, and First Down with Sean Austin. Don't be starting that today! Digitally downloaded or streaming music has traditionally come in compressed forms like an MP3 format used by the Utunes. It's used by the Utunes. Did you know that? Utunes, not iTunes. Cut. Cut. Come on. It's a new format, Utunes, you know?
Is that part of Looney Tunes?
I think so. For the folks out there who aren't familiar with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team, you probably at least heard of the name Knut Rockne. Knut Kenneth Rockne was a Norwegian-born American football coach who built the University of Notre Dame into Cut. Laces out, Steve. Remember what happened to Ray Finkel? Cut.